No, Tom. Simply put, the only way that they're going to have any sort of 1099 on an annuity is if they withdraw money, and that goes for pre-tax or after-tax money. But annuities
So
are all
hold on.
tax
So
deferred.
even if you do your annuity with regular money as opposed to qualified money, and for those listening, qualified money is money that has been in a retirement plan for which you did not pay taxes. But whether you start an annuity with regular money or qualified money, you don't pay on the earnings.
Correct. You only
Until
pay on
you
the
start
earnings
drawing it out.
Until you start drawing on the money.
So,
Correct.
so all of your earnings in an annuity is tax deferred. Why does the government give tax deferred treatment to a non-qualified annuity?
That's just the tax treatment that's always followed annuities since the beginning of time, Tom. So, yeah.
Okay, there are some important things we need to know about annuities, people, and I'm gonna just teach you some very basic stuff here. We're gonna go through it. But I want your calls on any problems, questions, complaints. We've had full lines the entire day, and we'll get right to you, I promise. You'll take priority. But returns are tied to an index. Is it important as to what index the annuity follows? Do you pick an annuity based on the index?
Sometimes, yeah. If growth is of paramount importance for folks, yeah, we'll look at the index and analyze, is it going to be providing some great opportunity to
An
give
index
growth?
means your money goes up and down based on the index. So if it's an S&P 500 index, whatever the S&P 500 does, your account does.
Yeah, that's correct. Although there is a caveat, Tom. If the S&P is negative for that contract year in the annuity, your return would just be zero.
Right.
So you can capture some of that upside, absolutely.
No, I understand, but there's a guarantee never to lose. It ratchets up. So if it was up 10% one year and it went negative the following year, you'd still keep that 10% gain, but your gain for the following year would be zero.
For all intents and purposes, yeah, that's correct.
So over the last 10 years, how many years were zero for annuity keepers?
The typical 10-year period that we see, Tom, probably 3, maybe 4 years out of the 10 are zero.
Because the index was a loss.
Correct.
But people preserve their principal and their earnings.
Absolutely. The only way the value will go down is if they pull money out.
So in that regard, you don't have to make double returns to make up for a loss like you do in the normal market.
Correct. Yeah, that's an important point to take note of is all of a sudden when we don't have negative returns, 3, 4, 5% returns in a year end up being very, very advantageous.
And tax deferred, they're even higher.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Tom, you have a question. Go ahead, Tom, about rolling over a pension. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, let me see here. Hopefully I can keep my mind straight. I was working at a company for about 16 years. Got forced out at about 54. That's another question for another show.
Wow.
And a few months, if I'd waited 5 more years, I'd have been in 5 more years, my pension would have doubled.
Wow. Hold on a sec. I'll let you ask your question, but I need to ask you something, Tom. Did they get rid of you, you think, because of your age?
Because I asked my boss, who used to be a cop, for advice on being able to call the police on my son who got depression and anxiety, and he got very violent. So I confided in my boss.
But what would your son have to do with your job?
I asked my boss if there was a way I could call the police.
Hold on a sec. Just hold on. Hey, Kachina, could you do me a favor? Hold on, Tom. We want to call you back and get a better connection, okay? Just hang in. I promise. I'll come right back to you. 303-713-TALK. Now, he wants to talk about rolling over a pension. I want to talk about lump sums. First, if someone has a pension, what they don't understand is you don't have to keep a pension where it is. A pension is nothing more than a lump sum of money.
Yeah.
So, but what is the benefit? Let's just say you built up a whole crap load of money in a pension, and eventually it's going to pay you income. Why would you turn that into an annuity to give you income if the pension already has income built in?
So there's a number of reasons that somebody would want to do that. First of all, they may have better options outside of the pension in order to get more income, possibly. One of the things that we'll do for folks if they want us to is if they've got a lump sum option on a pension, we can help them run what's called a hurdle rate calculator. And what that does is we say, okay, if we took the lump sum out, what kind of a rate of return would we have to earn outside of the pension in order to meet what the income would have been if you leave it there? And
you don't want to just meet it, you want to beat it.
we want to beat it, right? But there's additional liquidity.
In your calculations, have you found in most cases that a pension payout is less than it would be if you took the lump sum and put it into an annuity?
In almost every case, yes, with the exception of the public pensions like PERA in the state of Colorado. Don't want to get into it too much now. However, the hurdle rate calculation on PERA pensions is somewhere in the range of 13, 15, 16%, which means that they're being really, really, really generous with the payout rates on those public pensions.
So the public pensions are hard to beat.
Those are hard to beat, and I always.
And of course, you won't tell someone, cash it out if it's good.
Correct. We don't. Yeah. If it's going to make more sense for them to keep it inside the pension, we'll tell them to do that because my best interests are served when I serve my clients' best interests.
All right. Now we're going to come right back to Tom on his call because he has two issues here. He wants to know about rolling over a pension. Tom, please hang in. I'll come right back to you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget 888heating.com for your air conditioning replacement. Right now they're slammed, but they will get to you, and they promise great prices, high efficiency ACs. 303-770-2776.
Need to update your kitchen? You have a vision, but what about details? Don't worry. Affiliated Cabinet Group will create a living space just for you. Friendly service, no pressure, lines like Bridgewood Cabinetry. Affiliated Cabinet Group's designers will find the best
10 seconds, Tom. You're up next.
cabinets, countertops, and more. Have your people call my people at Affiliated Cabinet for a free consultation. 303-422-2399 or online, affiliatedcabinetgroup.com.
The subject of addiction is very serious to me. We've referred people for help to the Raleigh House. The Raleigh House has been helping people in Colorado and around the country since 2008. It's called the Raleigh House. It started on Raleigh Street, so it is live and local. They have multiple modalities for treatment, including a rural setting at a ranch, equine therapy, yoga therapy, medically based therapy, intensive outpatient care. They have what it takes to get the job done. They even have interventional services they can help families with. If you or a loved one is suffering from depression, trauma, anxiety that led to alcoholism, possibly substance abuse, call them with any question you have. 720-891-4657, 720-891-4657, theraleighouse.com. Hey, if you are looking for the very best when it comes to real estate services, buying or selling, you won't find better than Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. When I say it, I mean it. I have referred Frank several times. I've used him 5 or 6 times. Whether buying or selling, you'll never get someone to fight more for you and your deals than Frank Duran. He'll do a free market analysis as well for the asking of your home to see what it will sell for with no obligation. Call him. It's a free, intense, detailed analysis. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Now, let's say you just moved into a house or you want to spruce up your house and you want new window coverings. They have high-tech window coverings now, shades with no cords. They have just the ups and downs. They have powered shades. They have cell phone apps that can control shades, shutters, blinds, and you can even get curtains and soft goods for the conventional look. Whatever you want, Made in the Shade has it. They come out, measure, and estimate free. They have a designer help you pick the right stuff. They even have loaner shades if you just moved in until yours arrive. Then they have in-house, of course, installation. Made in the Shade. Great people to have on your side. Give them a call. Look for Made in the Shade at referralist.com and look for them on at 720-458-6566, 720-458-6566. Okay, I have a phone number for them now I got to find. I mean, not a phone number, a new website for them. Okay.
Okay, have you called Fix It 24/7, sir?
denvershades.co.
Correct. But we have no control over when a business goes out to a residence and finds some things that may need some additional work. So my suggestion to you would be to call Fix It 24/7 and to ask for George Donaldson. He's the owner, and he will be more than happy to talk to you about it. It's not a scam, sir. It's a cleaning that goes on, and when they find something that may need some additional repair during the cleaning, it is of their due diligence to notify you that they might
How much
need
time do I have?
some additional
2.5.
Thanks.
So my advice would be to call, if you haven't called Fix It 24/7 yet, I would definitely call them and ask for George. Like I said, he's the owner. And then if you don't get any word back, then definitely call us back, okay?
Mandy Connell here with the Legal Minute from my friends at Bell and Pollock. This is corroborated advice on the Bell and Pollock Injury Show, Saturdays at 10 on KOA.
Hi, I'm Gary Bell of the law firm of Bell and Pollock. We are injury attorneys, and this is your legal minute. Today we're talking about injuries. We are injury attorneys. We can help you if you've been injured. Think about this. If I told you I was in a car accident yesterday, if I told you I hurt my low back, I was rear-ended, and nothing else, what would you think? What would be the value of that? But if I told you I was injured in a car accident yesterday,
Well, okay, the other thing that you can do is actually email us at help@troubleshooter.com, and then we could email George directly on your behalf and try to get any sort of resolution for you.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm just trying to
So
help
was
you.
Was that a money-raising presentation?
Or hang up on me.
Nice.
Both.
That always works best.
They,
It's amazing how often I do get hung up on.
is that we open up every trade and they look at them, but it doesn't mean anything because they can never parent like this, this AI does. But it's so wonderful because they're just amazed. There's no bullshit. It's not secret. It's like, what do you want to know? And the Sharp ratio,
11.9, didn't you say, or something like that?
11.9. Yep. No bullshit. The no risk we use for our Sharp ratio was the T-bill because that's what they use.
15 seconds here, guys.
Hi,
All right.
Christine.
The DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. So now we get to Tom, who has a better signal now. Tom, I'm a little concerned that you said you were let go of from your job after you quit. Now, this is not what you're calling about, but I just want to touch on that for a bit. Maybe we'll help you later on that. But you're 54 years old. You asked your boss, who used to be a former cop, about your son, who you believed what about your son? I'm just curious.
Well, he has depression and anxiety, and it was during the COVID thing. So that was a year ago. I'm 55 now, anyway, it was going on for a couple of years.
Why do you think
really
that this
violent.
guy would be afraid to have you on staff if you had a son with depression and anxiety?
I have no idea.
But why do you think that this might be paranoid on your part, or do you think that truly was one of the contributing factors?
I truly think so. I can give you an example of
Go
it.
ahead.
Okay, so I was, according to him, I was doing wonderful. Everything was great. And then, I told him about that situation. It's like, what can I do? How can I call the cops and not have my son get shot because he gets violent? Is there anything, anybody special I should call? He didn't really have any answers about that, but he just said it sounds like a 5150. And so, that's like a Van Halen record, right?
Yeah.
So a few weeks later, I think it was, he come up to me and he says, I see that you're stressing out. You have a project, I can hand that project over to somebody else, and if that helps you out. And I go, no, that's my work. That'll end up on my review. And he goes, oh, no, I wouldn't do that to my guys. And I go, so you would give it to somebody else, and it won't affect my performance? Oh, no. And so it's like, oh, okay, sure. A few months later, I get a huge write-up, and of course that was on it. He had to take it away from me.
Wait. He had to take it away. Okay. Were you being preoccupied by your son's problem?
Well, it was, I mean, he was violent, but I was able to do my work. That wasn't a problem. But, it didn't, something just doesn't
Were
feel
they
right.
afraid that your son might show up at work?
I don't know. I don't think so.
What kind
I
of
mean, he
work
wasn't
did you do?
driving.
What line of work?
In industrial control stuff.
Yeah, it sounds weird. But, Tom, listen, here's the thing.
Oh,
If
it
you're
gets even worse than
fired...
that, but no, I wasn't fired. I had to quit because I got depression and anxiety because of it, because he was constantly lying about my performance.
So you're saying he created a hostile work environment?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you get unemployment
Absolutely.
after that?
I didn't take it. I did probably,
Well, you
I'm
would
not
have,
the
if you
smartest
quit,
person.
you would have to have shown that it was a hostile work environment. So now you have a pension that you've gained over how many years there, Tom?
16.
Okay, so you were there for
yeah.
16 years, and you have okay, so what happened then, Tom? Tell me about how much do you have to roll over?
Oh, Lord, I'm not certain actually. It's either 50,000 or 100,000. I don't know.
Okay.
And when I contact the company, they know more than I do, but they don't even really know what they're doing. You call the number on the form.
Now,
and
was
it's
this
for a
did
completely
you
other
contribute
department.
to this every year, or did your company contribute?
It was the company at first, then they changed it to where you had to contribute some. So we had a 401k and we had a pension.
Now, how much do you have in your 401k?
Oh, I already moved that over. I rolled that over into an IRA already.
I understand that. How much is in it?
It was about 100.
Okay. So if you're asking about either one of those, because either one of those could be rolled, first of all, the pension would have to be rolled into an IRA, and then from the IRA, you can do an annuity. But if you're asking what the benefit would be, an IRA then would be, you would direct it to an annuity. And the benefit of an annuity, well, let's just ask these guys. I mean, I'm not trying to sell annuities. I'm going to make something clear. Fixed indexed annuities are what we're talking about, but not every fixed indexed annuity. You have to have all the elements and building blocks for a good one. For example, a realistic good index, a bonus, low or no fees, and the cap rate is what you're eligible to participate up to, the cap rate, that's the cutoff point. Then you need a good participation rate, and that is the percentage of the cap you get to keep. And then you need a good guarantee on income. So what you would do is just run an analysis. These guys here, for example, would take, let's say, $100,000 and how long you want to keep it. If you're 54, let's say to age 70 maybe, or 65. I mean, how long would you want to keep it before you started taking income? Do you know?
I don't think I'm going to get it that long. My dad died at 49. His brother died at 50. And my
Well,
brother
don't
died
have
of a
that.
heart attack
Oh,
at
my
52.
God. You have that defeatist attitude. What did they die from?
Heart attack.
Well, have you done anything proactively?
I went to go get checked about it. Yeah. The question about this though is that they're saying I only can take a lump sum of 50% of it and annuity on the other. I just want to make sure that my
wait.
wife and my kids are taken care
What
of.
is it?
if
What
I
is he
take
talking
over.
about, Jairus? What is he talking about?
Yeah, a lot of pension plans, they write their own rules on how you can access it. And one of the
So, in other words, you never get all the money.
You can get all the money, but only if the pension allows for it. So I've
So
seen
if the
a lot of-
pension doesn't allow for it, what happens to the other half?
So the other half stays inside the pension and becomes an income stream.
Oh, okay.
So,
I see.
So a lot of companies will say, yeah, you can take up to 50%. Some say you can take 100% of it. One thing, Tom, that I would, caller Tom, that I would ask you to do is find out if it's even eligible to roll over at this point, because many pensions don't let you roll it over until 60 or 65.
Okay.
So that's another question you'd want to ask, and maybe that's why they can't give you the answers that you're looking for, is because they're not able to run calculations until you hit those ages. That could be the case.
You know, the trustee of my pension actually told me to roll it over into an annuity, and I said, but you're a pension. And I thought he was trying to get out of something. I thought, well, you guys don't want to pay me income? And they said, you're going to do better if you roll it into a pension, into an annuity. He was actually honest with me about it. And he gave me some calculations saying even the modest annuities nowadays are paying way more than we are. So you got to find out if it's eligible for a turnover, a pension. But no matter what, it would I'm going to tell you it'd be better than your 401k for sure, no matter what, even if you couldn't do your pension. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Josh?
Well, and Tom, if you have questions too, we can help you. I mean, just give our office a call.
Yeah, they're not going to charge you for that.
No, absolutely not. A lot of people just don't know what they don't know.
Right now.
If you call them and say, look, here's what I have, they want to answer questions, because the more questions they answer, the more likely there is someday that somebody turns into a client. There's no secret there. And there's no obligation. So when you get a chance, call them. It's rpcenter.com. That's the easiest thing to remember to find their number. But their number is 970-663-3211. All right, now, Kim's got a follow-up on a car accident I want to get to real quick. Kim, go ahead. What is your follow-up?
I'm sorry?
What is your follow-up?
Well, I called Friday.
Yeah.
I talked to Lisa. She told me that the part was in, that it would go in paint, and I would have it back this week. I called yesterday, and I spoke to Julie, and I told her what Lisa said, and then she laughed, and she said, the part is not in. It did go to paint. It's next in line for reassembly. And I said, well, how are you going to reassemble it if you don't have the part in? She said, well, they're going to put in the damaged part until the new part gets there.
Is this Car Star in North Glen you're talking about?
Yes.
And why are you getting such a hard time getting it done?
Well, because I think they don't have enough technicians.
So now, what's the new date when it will be? What's the new date when it will be done?
August 4th, supposedly. But that's still not with the pressure vent. They're still waiting for the pressure vent, and then I'll have to bring it back in. It'll take them 4 hours at least to take the bumper off and then put the new pressure vent in.
So what are you calling about now?
Just to follow up.
Okay. Did we assign this, as I remember this?
Tom?
Yes.
I can help you.
Go ahead.
So she was on Friday with Car Day. And I've got Kevin on the line because he's very familiar with this case. She couldn't get the car part number to us. I actually have it now, so I'm going to send that over to Kevin, but he's on the line right now if you want to bring him on.
Yeah, so Kevin, are they being honest with her on the availability of parts?
Well, some parts are very, very difficult still, yeah. That particular one I don't know yet because we haven't identified it.
So that should be our next step.
Yep.
But you have come across a lot of people with body work waiting months and months and months, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Or just different accidents. You may have hit a curb, and we had to wait 2.5 months for a steering rack for a Ford Explorer, later model.
This is crazy.
The insurance ran out on the rental and the whole bit. It was challenging, but there was no parts.
So here's what we're going to do. Kim, give us that part. You got the part number now, Kachina?
I do, yes.
All right. We'll get back to you, Kim. Let Kevin make a run at it and see, and then we will call you back and let you know. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. SheridanAutotech.com. They're at 303-455-7242. And Let's
Great time.
talk to Judy now. Judy, what's going on with you? Oh, no, let's take this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dragon, let's take this break. Then I'll come back to Judy and more. 303-713-TALK.
Good call there, good sir.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ComparionInsurance.com.
Roadways are mostly calm here on the afternoon drive. We do have an issue on the off-ramp. It's closed on I-25 northbound going on to Towning due to some emergency road work there. Other than that, we just have heavy traffic on I-25 northbound between Santa Fe and Colfax. Also southbound between I-70 and Colfax. And I-70 has seen some stop-and-go traffic westbound near the Coliseum. Taking a look at weather, we'll have a high of 93 today with partly cloudy skies. Tonight will be mostly clear and a low of 64. Kind of the same tomorrow, high of 93, overnight low of 64. Right now, it's partly cloudy and 92. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mike Spataro, 630 KHOW.
Hi, we're comparing.
10 seconds here, Tom.
All right.
We know. But to help it stick that our local agents are insurance experts, we're going to say local agent 3 times in the next 5 seconds. Local agent, local agent, local agent.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com.
You know, one thing that you really look for when it comes to home improvements is a dependable company. K&H Home Solutions is the oldest home improvement company in Colorado, and certainly one of the oldest clients I have on referralist.com. K&H Home Solutions, windows, siding, doors, and more, including roofing. And they specialize in maintenance-free or low-maintenance products. So once you do it, no more painting, no more upkeep. You just have the beautiful, beautiful solution from K&H Home Solutions, previously KH Windows. So you can find them at khwindows.com, 303-421-7100. That's 303-421-7100. Now, let's talk about, speaking of homes, do you look for a new home now or wait? Do you sell your house now or wait? To find out, you call Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, for a free analysis. He'll go over what you have to sell, what it will bring, and what you have to look forward to in the buying side. All of that free of charge from Frank Duran with no obligation, but quality, detailed information. The analysis for the asking, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Hey, tonight, Harris Family Law will have a webinar on family law. Every week, it's a different topic. And if you missed them, no worries. This is what's great about Harris. They archive them on their website for you to watch at your leisure. So, whether you want to catch a live one and ask questions or go to an archived one to get information, it's free of charge. If ever there's a divorce, a separation, child custody issue in your future, in your past, and you want to know more, go to harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars.
I don't play with dolls. Tom's all yours. Go get him.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for bringing Kevin on like that. He was on Friday with her.
Oh, it's good.
So
It was good.
thought
No, I
that
like
would-
it. I like it.
Okay, all right. I just didn't want you to feel
No.
like I was dropping something on you.
No, you can drop anything if you have knowledge like that, yeah.
As long as you drop it like it's hot.
Yeah. God, this show.
Anyway, he's working on researching the part.
All right.
Do you like asparagus, though?
Yes.
Does it make your pee smell?
Not that I'm aware of.
My husband's pee smells really bad when he eats asparagus. It's amazing.
Amazing as in good?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't. First of all, I don't make it a habit to smell pee.
Well, you never know. Some people have, kinks and quirks and glitches,
That's not how I roll.
Well, how am I to know?
Do you think this is serious on Hunter Biden?
Yeah.
I think it's interesting for sure. That
Do you
the
think he's
judge
got to
was like,
stock
"Pass
up on
for you."
KY jelly or what?
Yeah.
Do you think it's that
Not really what I wanna
serious?
think about. Well, I certainly think it's interesting.
Yeah, Michael was talking a couple of other cases that were similar. Of course, you know,
Yeah.
apples and oranges and whatnot, but similar that the defendant spent, what, 1.5 years in jail on average for similar charges.
Wow.
But all the White House has to say is, he's a private citizen,
Yeah, I know.
so they have no comment.
Which is BS.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
If you ever get that black box and it says Mevo, but you don't see a picture in it, if you go underneath that box on vMix, there's a number 1 under there. I don't know what those numbers mean, but I
10 seconds.
clicked on number 1, and it came right up.
Station 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. And we now are going to talk to Bruce with a follow-up on CenturyLink. Suze was working with him. Bruce, what's happening?
Good afternoon, Tom.
Hey.
It is fixed. It is repaired. Suze is the greatest.
Wow.
And your angel is number 2. Sorry, you got to be number 3, buddy.
It's okay. It's okay. I love doing it. Hey, listen. Thank you for that. And you know, that was pretty good of you to talk to hold on, Bruce with a follow-up on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This is my fault. I got that stupid YouTube's double sound. Okay, there. Now, what I was going to say is, you touched my dinger without permission. Yes, it does deserve. Suze does deserve the dinger, but Dragon, I have my own version here. See,
So your dinger is a little bit thicker and more robust.
my dinger's bigger, and it has applause at the end. Hey, Bruce, the original issue, bottom line, can you describe it in a sentence or two?
Internet went out last Monday/Tuesday. The online people were terrible. Got nowhere with them. They came to repair on Monday, canceled and no-showed me. Suze got involved. Your angel was out today. He took the time, very professional. I'm hooked up and running.
That is so cool. I'm reading her notes here.
I don't like to do all this stuff on my phone. I can see perfectly fine, but it's too small. I like my laptop.
Oh, me too, by the way. A lot of people prefer phones. I always go to my laptop if I can. I prefer that too. Thank you, Bruce. And I like phones, but when I do serious stuff, I like doing them on my laptop or my desktop. And here's the deal. So many places now just have apps for phones, and you can't actually even use them on a computer, which is weird. Judy, what's going on, Judy? Hi, Judy.
Hello.
What's going on?
Well, I am looking to get some preemptive advice and bringing in people to do renovations and repairs.
Oh, thank God you're calling me beforehand, Judy. I'm very serious. Hold on, and I'm going to come right back to you. Please,
Sure.
This is wonderful. Okay, more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Anything here?
This report is sponsored by
Yeah, sorry. O'Brien
Okay.
and Fuller, 60.
Got it.
We do have an issue on the off ramp. It's closed on I-25 northbound.
Fuller
going
is
on to
60,
Towning.
right?
Yes, sir.
Got it.
There. Other than that, we just have heavy traffic.
I'm not used to you going to a break on on time.
Hey, shut
That's
up.
also southbound between I-70 and.
I did just work with Mark for an entire week, so of course I'm going to be off.
Taking a look at weather. We'll have a high of 93 today with partly cloudy skies. Tonight will be mostly clear and a low of 64. Kind of the same tomorrow, high of 93, overnight low of 64. Right now, it's partly cloudy and 92. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mike Spataro, 630 KHOW.
Look.
10 seconds here, buddy.
Take care of your eyes. Visit America's Best for a professional comprehensive eye exam, plus 2 pairs of glasses starting at just $79.95. Shop online or book an exam at americasbest.com. That's americasbest.com.
You know, Deputy Smarty Pants told me the other day, he says, man, I finally did a contract on a condo, and it's wonderful, you know, because he has a dual residency here in Colorado and one in Florida. And then he says, hey, listen, I love Frank Duran, the real estate man, and I love O'Brien Legal Services. O'Brien is so smart. He makes it easy to go through documents and to protect you when it comes to real estate. So many people don't use a real estate attorney for normal closings, but it only costs a few $100 compared to the thousands you're spending on property. Make the right choice. O'Brien Legal Services, whenever there's a real estate issue of any kind, including border disputes, eminent domain, anything, liens, all of that. O'Brien Legal Services, even evictions and stuff like that. 720-370-7388. 720-370-7388. O'Brien Legal Services. OLSlaw.com. Now let's talk about injury. It's something I don't like talking about because I hope you never need John Fuller, but thank God if you ever get injured and you need someone to talk to, you're not going to be shuttled to a call center or dozens of assistant attorneys. You're going to talk to the lead attorney on your first call to evaluate your case personally. And I mean that sincerely. John Fuller has pledged to take only as many cases as he will work personally. He will talk to you personally. He'll evaluate your case with you. He works on a percentage fee basis if you decide it's a good fit. And then, of course, he even negotiates expenses at the end to get you more money netted to you. MyAccidentLawyer.co. 303-597-4500. That's 303-597-4500. You'll notice the difference where you're not just a number with John Fuller. How much time?
Just under 4.
Okay. Be right back.
Do you want anything? No, I'm good. Thanks, Tom.
Fed hikes the rates. Quarter of a point.
Yeah, fuckers. They don't need to, but, you know.
Gotta love the slow freaking drip, too.
Yep.
We'll just raise it a quarter every quarter. That sounds about right for the next 3 years. Yeah, let's do that. Sinead O'Connor.
How old is she? 54?
56.
Huh. 4 years older than me. Huh.
Yeah, I wasn't going to point that out, but since you mentioned it, how come you aren't dead yet?
I should be. No reason right now why I should be alive. You know why? Are you a doll?
Oh, yes. Playing with your doll. Excel Roofing. I hear they're on top of it.
Always.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news from what's happening where you live.
No, but
You just need to download a statement and look at that. Yeah. Find a statement that covers the month that happened, which
now, so I got to go over what we're going to do with some other stuff, the stuff we have, right? Because is it just sitting in cash right now?
at Ameritrade.
What are you doing at all the stuff I'm not doing?
So Ameritrade, most of it's invested. 3 million still in cash because we're waiting for two.
That's right. The two will go there.
Two's going to go on one left. We need to decide what to do. We have to invest in that. T-bills, no.
What we do on our funds is between the cycles, we have T-bills. But I didn't know.
Must be some kind of T-bill service.
Some kind of, yeah. So when we're in cash.
15 seconds.
Need you there. Or a picket line might sound like a pickup line.
Oh, I have been waiting for a pickup line, yes.
Dan Caplis, afternoons at 4 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. Now, I want to talk to Judy because she's got some really smart. She's smart. She's calling before repairs. Judy, what kind of repairs are you having done?
A plethora, thank you. Plumbing to change out to the PEC.
Okay.
And move plumbing around, some electrical repair and putting in some fixtures, changing out flooring, new kitchen, doors, and bath.
Okay, you're going to need different people for that, but absolutely, positively, I'm going to give you some general rules. First, you check references and talk to people. You literally talk to people that have used them. And they has to be recent. You also want to know who you're dealing with, right down to, I swear to God, I mean, you want to know who you're dealing with, names, address, how long they've been around. You want to know any kind of a credit reference. And if it's big money like this, you need a credit reference. Unless you're using a lot of smaller contractors, credit references aren't that important if you're doing a major company. But I'm going to tell you this, for your PEX plumbing, your replumbing, you will never do better than Euro Plumbing, Colorado. Okay? I'm going to give you the number. And I'm telling you, don't even bother. Well, you can chop all you want. If you're going for PEX Plumbing and you're going for a repiping, Euro Plumbing will do it. Turnkey, absolutely. Okay? Their number is 303-668-6844. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, what else are you looking for? One job at a time. You were saying the PEX Plumbing, and the next one was?
Some electrical repair and then changing out some fixtures.
Now, electrical repair meaning what?
I have some outlets that need to be changed out. I believe they're not working.
Okay. And then?
Some light fixtures to be changed.
Okay, that's minor stuff.
Okay.
So for that, any good electrical company will do. We have Plumline Services has an electrical company. They're wonderful people. Fix It 24/7, they have an electrical division. And both of them are wonderful people. I've had both of them at my home. There are others. We have some exclusive just electricians on referral lists too. If you go to referrallist.com and you look up electricians, we do have just electricians for sure. I'm not telling you that just electricians would be wrong, but like for example, Gaddy Electric, really, really good people. Gaddy Electric. Now they do but they're in Colorado Springs. I'm not sure if they come to Denver. You may want to check on that. We also have Williams and Sons. They are in Denver. Great electricians, Williams and Sons. And I'm reading this from referralist.com. So if you go there and you put in electrician, you'll find these. So what else are you looking for? We've covered electric and PEX plumbing or replacement pipe. What else?
Correct. Flooring, like to take out the existing flooring and putting in new flooring.
What kind of flooring do you want?
I am looking at
hardwood?
No.
Do you want luxury vinyl tile?
Yeah, it's life something. Excuse me, I forget. But it looks like wood, but it's not.
Well,
And
okay,
it has the backing
there's a
already
general
on it.
category nowadays that call LVT or luxury vinyl tile. It's actually a vinyl product that looks like wood. It
Okay, thank
comes
you.
in planks. I think you're looking for LVT.
Okay.
Now, flooring, we have great people, okay? We're going to run out of time, so let me tell you real quick. If you go to simplyfloorsinc.com, they're great. Simply Floors Inc. or Big Bob's Flooring. You also have New Horizons Flooring. And you can get all of those at referralist.com. If you need anything else, hang on. I don't mean to rush you through. I'll get whatever you need. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
With everyone wanting more of your money from...
Do you have your own business or? Okay. The best thing to do is to send an email to help@troubleshooter.com. And we can work with you that way. And what we need is your name, your business's name, contact information, your date of birth, and your EIN or whatever corporate ID you use for your company. Sure. Absolutely. Are you in the Denver area, or are you in Colorado Springs, or what area are you in? Okay, Denver Metro. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so the cost on that is $400 a month, but it's a month-to-month deal. So there's no contract involved.
Expert.
And what we do is we mimic your listing off
doc? Or not doc, dollar?
Dollar, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Crystal, what's the best? Okay, we're going to assign this to one of our deputies. His name is Scott. His nickname is Deputy Dollar, and he's going to go ahead and help you out with this, okay? Okay, thank you, Crystal. Take care. No more calls. I'm off.
15 seconds there, Tom.
Okay.
As he expected, that plus Dr. Peter McCullough on all of these sudden collapses, and former Representative Ted Poe on Ukraine and more on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
All right. I want to finish up with Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211. Okay, somebody wants to know, can they do a prediction of how much money they'll have based on the time they leave it in when it comes to income and a fixed indexed annuity? Do you do those calculations free of charge? If somebody says, hey, I'm thinking of rolling over, what can you do for me? Hold on. Go ahead, sir.
Absolutely, Tom. You know, we have a lot of illustration software that we can use that will.
Can you plug in numbers, real numbers, and get, under current conditions, what people can get for income?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, how are annuities affected by the stock market when it comes to us, the consumer? If it's a great stock market, do we get a higher participation rate? And then once we do, if it goes down, we still keep that high participation rate? So do they sign you up based on current conditions?
Yeah, pricing will fluctuate based on conditions, absolutely.
So
Tom.
you can get advantageous pricing under certain conditions?
Sure, yeah. And
Is
right
it-
now,
is now a good time? Is a good time to buy?
Now
I
is
know,
some
I
of the
got
best
it.
we've ever seen.
And you've done one for me.
Absolutely.
You've actually done a real one. We're not, it's not playing around. We actually did one. I finally did it. And it's a good, why was it a good time to buy?
You know, with the way that interest rates have gone, these types of annuities are really interest rate sensitive, if you will. And
Okay.
we keep seeing rates go up and up and up, and obviously they help with the annuity.
So when there's
pricing.
high interest rates, it might be a bad news for a borrower, but it's good news if you want to get into an annuity.
For sure. Yep.
And then how long do you have to wait to turn on the income?
It depends on the annuity. Sometimes you could start it right away, most after a year, but as long as you are able to wait, you can defer it that long.
And you can defer it as long as you want?
For the most part, yeah, depending on the contract.
All right, we're out of time. That's rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211. Wow. Okay, we had a very, very busy day. Great job. Kachina Kalori, we did a great job together, too. And I'm even including Dragon.
Follow Tom Martino.
Oh, thank you.
Stay connected with all of us at 6.
Okay, guys, I'll see you.
.com and on the iHeartRadio app.
Now, turn off my camera. I can't tell you how many days they told me they couldn't find my camera, and I went in there and switched one button. It's just, and you know what? I didn't know that button would do it. I didn't know. I just went boink, and all of a sudden the camera comes up and says, "Hi, how are you doing?" You need extra pay for that. Now, before you leave, real quick, I just need to ask a quick question. We're off right now. Let me just make sure to disconnect.